Live from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, it's the San Diego Gulls against their Western Division rivals, the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. I'm Mike Barrack, and the Salt Lake Golden Eagles have a very important game here tonight against the San Diego Gulls. Salt Lake having two very successful games on the weekend, and former Golden Eagle Randy Bucyk has joined us in the broadcast. And Randy, the Eagles and San Diego, big game tonight for Salt Lake.
Well, it should be a great contest tonight. We're past the 40-game point in the season, and it's time for the Eagles to start climbing up against in the standings, and no better time to do it against their rivals, the San Diego Gulls.
Well, the Gulls have a very potent offense, and one of the keys to their team offensively is their Soviet player, Dmitry Kvartalnov.
Well, Dmitry Kvartalnov has surpassed any expectations that Coach Donnie Waddell had for this player in the early season, and he leads the league not only in goals, points, but also shots on net, and one of the main keys for the Golden Eagles to stop if they want to be successful here tonight.
And the Golden Eagles offensively, paced by Sean Hafey's playing very well, one of the three All-Stars for Salt Lake.
Well, Hafey's hot as a pistol right now. He's scored 10 goals in the last 13 games here in the Delta Center, and he's one of the main reasons why the Golden Eagles power play has been so successful lately.
And the Golden Eagles, as mentioned, with two big wins on the weekend against the Phoenix Roadrunners. Two very important keys for the game tonight. One of them is stopping the San Diego Gulls. Very important transition game.
Well, that's one of the main reasons why the Gulls are able to score over 4 goals a game, is because their defense move the puck up to their forwards very quickly, and they catch the other team napping. That's why the Eagles have to get a good forecheck going and really eliminate a lot of time that the defense have to move that puck up to the forwards.
One of the other important aspects for Salt Lake is capitalizing the power play, and that will be a very, very important factor for the game tonight.
Well, the power play for the Eagles has not been a bright spot for the most part of the season, but the weekend proved to be very lucrative for them. They scored 6 goals this weekend in one game, tying a franchise record, and if they want to be successful tonight, they have to continue on those ways.
Well, the Golden Eagles come into the action tonight a total of 14 points back of San Diego in the standings, so that tells you how important the game is tonight and also Thursday.
They're 14 points back of the Gulls, but this is the 11th meeting between these two teams, and they're tied 5 games apiece, so this could be a make-or-break kind of situation for the Eagles.
Very important for the Golden Eagles to get on the scoreboard first.
Well, they definitely want to put the Gulls on their heels and really force them into a defensive shell, so if you can get a couple of goals up on them, it makes things a whole lot easier come towards the end of the game.
Well, Randy, it should be fun here tonight, the Eagles in San Diego.
Well, it should be a great contest. Who knows what the score is going to be, but we know we're going to have a good game.
Well, it's the Salt Lake Golden Eagles and the San Diego Gulls live from the Delta Center here tonight, and we will have the play-by-play Salt Lake and San Diego in just a moment. See, they got Dale, they had to have Dale mic'd up. They can't start the game yet.
Well, they need a light up here. That's what they need.
Who are you waving to? Did he see you on the ice?
No, he was looking up there. I don't know. So. How far away are we here?
30 seconds probably. How far along?
We're about a minute and a half back.
Wow.
They're going to have to stretch again.
Well, at least they were able to coordinate it with the referee.
That's off the next.
You know?
That's up first. What's that?
There's a stats drop next to you. You'll probably stay in the stats. 45.
In case you're wondering, right after the delay is for TV. Games televised by
They had a...
timeout to expire.
15 back.
Live from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, it's the Salt Lake Golden Eagles and the San Diego Gulls. Glad you've joined us here tonight. I'm Mike Barrack alongside Randy Bucyk. The Eagles in 4th place in the West Division against the San Diego Gulls, tied for 2nd. We'll give you the information as this game goes along as far as the statistics and the lineups are concerned, and immediately the play into center ice, and Rich Chernamaz able to play it free across the line into the San Diego zone. For early on first period, Harkins shoots one, and it only takes 20 seconds, and Todd Harkins, one of the 3 All-Stars for Salt Lake, into the San Diego zone, and their goaltender here tonight, Rick Knickel, makes the save. The lineups have changed up right off the bat, but the goaltenders, as tonight's starting goaltenders, are brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. For 50 years, Blue Cross and Blue Shield has been Utah's favorite color of insurance. Jason Mazzotti, 14-12-3, and in goal for San Diego, Rick Knickel, 17-7-2 with 3.40 goals against.
Good job by the Eagles to force Knickel to make a save early in this game. He's got a good average, but they want to pepper him with a lot of shots early and test him early in this contest.
Okay, the Eagles now have Kerry Clark up front with Dennis Holland, and on the near side Paul Cruz, but a high stick. Just a total of 27 seconds gone into the first period, no score. Tonight's referee from Montreal, Quebec is J.C. Case. A look at the linesmen here this evening. Rob Larson on your screen, and also Steve Metcalf here tonight at the Delta Center. Face-off in the neutral zone, Salt Lake with a mark of 20-25, 4 overtime setbacks, 44 points, and have a mark of 12-11 on home ice this year. And immediately Salt Lake gained possession, and it is Kevin Guy able to cue it right back into the San Diego zone, and 23-year-old Montana native. It is the defenseman Brian Straub on left wing, able to clear it for the IHL's point-leading player Dmitry Kamarnov. A shot on over top of the goal, and boy, it didn't take long for this guy to have a scoring chance. Early on first period, no score. Glad you've joined us here tonight at the Delta Center. And the puck loose on left wing, and Dennis Holland yanks a pass for Paul Cruz, but cleared by the Gulls in his center ice, and Holland able to whip it right back in. Shift change for Salt Lake. New line out with Tim Harris for Salt Lake, Dennis Holland, and also Todd Struby. Here's the puck loose at center. Robbie Nichols on left wing, able to pass it free for Kabardolov. Shoots it. Mazzotti able to get a piece. He falls on top and holds on. Jason Mazzotti, 21 years of age from Toronto, makes the first big stop of the night for Salt Lake.
Well, quite obvious that the Eagles are going to have to adjust here. The Gulls are getting some great scoring opportunities, a 3-on-2 here, and already in the first minute they've had a 2-on-1 and a 3-on-2. The Eagles are definitely going to have to start adjusting their defense to be able to stop. This is what we talked about in the transition game from the Gulls, moving that puck up quickly to the forwards and getting scoring opportunities.
Eagles immediately clear the puck to center, and Soren True, the only Danish player of the IHL, able to clear it right back in, and Kevin Wertman gains possession for Salt Lake. Wertman this season has 29 points on defense for Salt Lake, leads the Eagles in that department. Now Sean Afey on the right side, able to break free into the goal zone, stops at the blue line on to make a play. Here he drops it free, but nobody home, and Wertman has to go back, being watched on the right side, able to clear it into the San Diego zone. Early on, no score here at the Delta Center, and the puck loose on the right defense. It is Kevin Wertman, tripped up by the former Eagle Steve Martinson, centers one, but tipped away, and Struby back the other way for Salt Lake. Up the middle for Tim Harris, he lofts it right back in, and the teams change on the fly. And the Gulls take over on the right defense, and out of his own end is Cord Cernich, able to flip it in. Cernich, very productive player in college hockey. Here is the Golden Eagle player on left wing, Paul Cruz, trying to jam it free. In this scoreless game, he cues it off the boards to center, and Brian Straub able to whip it right back in. We played 2:20 into the first period. And a scoreless game early on, and here's Paul Cruz. Angles out of his own end, right side pass into center, cleared all the way deep into the San Diego zone. Back after it is the defenseman Straub. Icing is the call. 2:35 gone into the opening period. No score here at the Delta Center, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Good job. Good job.
Bryant, are we going to be doing the rules of hockey?
They're going to try and get it in. Okay. They have to get some breaks in.
Okay.
He was holding on it, waiting for it. There was no icing call right away, so they let it go.
We're back here in Salt Lake. The Eagles against San Diego. These two teams have played hockey going back to the old Western Hockey League. And it's cleared all the way back into the San Diego zone. The Eagles carry Clark, who is able to gain possession, trying to center one, but skated off of the defense, and the Gulls played on left wing for Robbie Nichols. This is the big line for San Diego, but Holland steals, trying to wrap it in front, but steered aside. Holland played last season for San Diego and was their third leading point scorer. Here's Daryl Olson in across the line for Paul Cruz. Shoots, and a stick save by the veteran Rick Knickel. At the point, another shot for Salt Lake going wide as it was let go by Clark. Here's Cruz in front for Clark. A deflection just wide. Clark was stationed in the slot and just missed on the pass in front. And the Gulls clear it deep into the Salt Lake zone. Daryl Olson rushing back after icing is the call. 3:28 gone into the scoreless first period. Scratches tonight for the Golden Eagles include Kevin Grant, a late scratch with a shoulder injury. Martin Samard and Neil Sheehy called up to the Calgary Flames, and Darren Banks, a late scratch for Salt Lake. Bob Francis in his third season as head coach for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, and having a few coaching decisions here tonight, but with Kevin Grant out with that shoulder injury, it kind of hurts defensively.
Well, he was a big part of this team, and he's been playing very well lately. Obviously, Bobby Francis doesn't like to lose his services, but he does have the luxury of having extra players to insert into his lineup.
Here's the play back of the goal. The Gulls able to flip it free on the left wing. It's Chernamaz for Salt Lake with Harkins and also Brian Deasley, and the puck skitter is up on the far side. Scratches tonight for San Diego. Forwards Larry Floyd and Glenn Goodall. The Soviet defenseman Sergei Starikov out with a groin injury, and Charlie Simmer, the former Eagle, out as well. Look at Brian Deasley for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. 31 points this season on the wing. He and Todd Harkins have played pretty much together, although on this line, Rich Chernamaz is centering those two.
Well, it's just a matter of trying to get the right chemistry. Deasley, Harkins, and Cruz have played a lot of time together, but Coach Francis switching things up a little bit to try and get a little more offensive production.
Here the Eagles stealing up the pass in front. Deasley flips it over top of the net. He's looking a forecheck for the Eagles, trying to spin it for Rich Chernamaz. They fight for it to the right of the San Diego goal. Harkins trying to jam it free. Harkins cuts in the slot, but it rolls off his stick and cleared to the blue line. Chernamaz holds it in. He's only 8 goals shy of the Eagles' franchise record in goals scored, set by former Eagle Doug Palazzari. And the play at center, and Salt Lake's Wertman able to play it on the boards to center and whip right back in to the center ice area, and Wertman leads for Chernamaz. Close checking game here early. Play from blue line to blue line. Not a lot of offensive chances. Todd Harkins on his way into the Gulls territory, but he's way in ahead of the play. Offside. 4:23 gone into the first. No score. Randy, this rivalry stems back to the Western Hockey League. In fact, the first ever home game, October 10th, 1969, for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles at the Salt Palace was against the San Diego Gulls 22 years ago, and the Eagles won by a score of 4-2.
Well, San Diego coming into the International Hockey League, what a great addition they have been, along with Phoenix and Kansas City. You really create a lot of rivalries and a lot of interest among the people.
Now they're talking even about having Las Vegas in the IHO. Wouldn't that be something? Here's the playback of the goal, and Darren Stoke on his right defense plays up the middle for Sean Afeed. He had a 7-point performance against this team earlier this season. 4 goals and 3 assists. Here's the play on left wing. Todd Struby gains possession, but the whole play whistled on offside. 4:39 gone into the first. No score. Tonight is game 11, Randy, the season series. The teams have split the first 10. One night a 10-1 game, one night a 9-1 game with the Gulls winning, and Don Waddell, the coach of the Gulls, can't be too pleased about what's happened. Bob Francis, I'm sure, has had a few more gray hairs because of that.
It's hard to put a line on this game because they're either very close or they're just blowouts. So who knows what the final score is going to be here tonight.
We had a 10-1 game December 20th here at the Delta Center. Eagles lost one game in San Diego, 9-1. Here's Todd Struby into the goal zone, works it on net, shoots him. The save by Knickel. He didn't get a lot of wood on it. At the point, Kevin Guy flips it into the corner, but Soren True cues it off the glass and not out. Eagles trying to hold it in, but it skitters into center ice, and Stoke for Salt Lake trying to jam it free. Early on here in the first period, no score as the Gulls flip it deep into the Salt Lake zone. After it for San Diego is Ray Whitney, but clear to the boards on left wing. Whitney only 19 years of age.
Gulls flip it right back to the goal for Whitney, but the Eagles, Tim Harris, able to play to the boards on the right side. Here is Salt Lake's Sean Hafey at his right defense for Tim Harris. Barrels into the goal zone. Harris trying to work around the defense, circles back of the goal, and still is able to hold on to the puck, but then skated off at the last moment, and San Diego control the puck. Here is Ray Whitney into center ice. Whitney into the Salt Lake zone. Shoots, and a stick save by Jason Mazzotti, and the play opening up a bit here in Salt Lake. A delayed penalty coming up against the Gulls. Eagles Hafey shoots it to the blue line. Corey Lyons now swivels in against the defense. There goes Mazzotti for a sixth attacker. It's centered, but as soon as the Gulls touch the puck, a penalty is going to be called. The J.C. Case going to call a slashing penalty. Back of the play.
Well, we haven't seen J.C. Case, this referee, very often in a Delta Center, but it appears to be he's going to be buckling down on penalties. He's calling one early in this contest, a slashing penalty going against Jason Przofsky. So the Eagles are going to get a chance in the power play. They were very successful this weekend, and I'm sure Coach Bobby Francis and Jimmy Levins were very excited about that. Because it really has been not a great part of the Eagles' game so far this season, but scoring 6 goals in one game is no small feat, and they've really started to spark things along, and 16.7% now you can see on the power play, which is getting back to respectability.
Yeah, and when you talk about starting things offensively on the power play, the Eagles scored 6 goals Friday night against Phoenix, and that tied a franchise record of that department. The Gulls have given up the most shorthanded goals in the league. They're penalty killing right in the middle of the league.
Well, they're about the same as the Eagles in the penalty killing pack and on the power play. So penalty killing and special teams should be very important here tonight.
Here are the Eagles trying to work it free on the power play. Jason Przofsky out of Medicine Hat, a slashing penalty at 5:57. Salt Lake's first power play chance of the night. Here's Daryl Olson, who led Salt Lake's defenseman in scoring last year, but the puck skitters up into the San Diego players bench. 13:47 left in the first period, no score. And you see that Gretzky face, and that is not Wayne Gretzky, but Keith Gretzky, Wayne's younger brother. And second year in the IHL, he played a little bit in Flint, and now a regular on San Diego.
Boy, how do you follow in footsteps like his brother has laid down for you? Pretty tough to make a mark for yourself when you have somebody like that in the family.
Keith goes and watches Wayne play in Los Angeles, but Wayne doesn't come down to San Diego too often, they say. Here's a chance for the Eagles. Sean Hafey knocked down on the play and then clear to the blue line. Olsen holds it in, spins it on the right side for Hafey, but tipped away. In the center ice, and Olsen comes up with the puck. 13:27 left in the first period, no score. A minute 22 left in the penalty against Jason Przofsky. Here's Alan Leggett at his own defense, able to play it to the blue line. Eagles Olsen holds it in, flips it in front. Knickel able to pounce on top, and then Harkins knocked into that goal crease area on his scramble in front of the net.
Well, Knickel didn't have full control of that puck, and that's why Harkins was whacking away at it. I believe J.C. Case is going to call another penalty against the Gulls. The puck is loose. Knickel didn't have full control. Harkins banging away. Wow, right into the goalpost he goes, and Case is going to call a penalty against the Gulls, so the Eagles are going to have a 2-man advantage here for 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Brian Straub is the guilty goal player, and Rick Knickel having to face Todd Harkins banging in front of the net, and when you have your own teammate push him into you, you can't be too pleased about that.
Pretty tough for a goaltender to get knocked over like that, but he had to get a hold of that puck. Harkins had a good couple of whacks at it. Very important time in the game here. Only 7 minutes gone in this contest. The Eagles are up 5 men on 3, and it would be a great opportunity for them to jump out early in this contest.
Cross-check minor against Straub. 6:47 the time. A 2-man advantage for the Golden Eagles. 5 on 3, Randy, and obviously a lot of open ice. Only 3 players for San Diego to defend this thing.
Well, this is where the Eagles have excelled over the weekend. They've really solved a lot of their problems. The defensemen have been playing catch with that puck back and forth, sort of lulling the opposition to sleep and then throwing it through the seams and finding the open men who are one-timing it at the net. Probably see Hafey take a couple of whacks at it since he's so hot right now on the power play.
Hafey for the Golden Eagles has 48 points, 26 goals to his credit as a rookie. There's Daryl Olson for Salt Lake. Hands it to Wertman along the far side for Hafey. Turns, plays it to the side of the goal. Eagles Lions trying to center one, but tipped away. At the right point, Kevin Wertman, the rookie, out of AIC College in Springfield, Massachusetts. Rolling puck. Plays for Hayfie in this 5-on-3. Wortman shoots and that deflects wide. Chernomaz now, as there's still 46 seconds on the first penalty against Brasowski. Here's Lyons, yanks it right point for Wortman. Left side for Olsen, shoots, and it just deflects wide. Hayfield on the far hash marks on this power play. Holding on, spins it to Lyons into the far corner. Back to the point for Wortman. Hands it to Lyons as they play catch along the far side. Wortman to Olsen moving in. Centers one, but it's a cross on the far wing for Hayfie. Hayfie turns, hands for Wortman, in on goal. Shoots and blocked by a sliding goal defender. Now it's Wortman for Salt Lake. Able to spin it into the corner for Chernomaz. The defenseman Coral all over him. Eagles trying to work it free, and the Eagles captain Chernomaz trying to yank it into the corner. 6 seconds left in the first penalty. Olsen right side for Wortman. Hands for Hayfie, shoots. Pad save, rebound off the side of the goal. First player back on. Hayfie trying to jam it free, but the net has been dislodged in the San Diego goal crease. The Eagles throwing the puck around like they had it on a string, but no red-white for the Salt Lake hockey team.
Great job by the Eagles passing that puck around, creating a few chances for themselves, but the Gulls are very aggressive on their penalty killing unit and really have kept the Eagles to the outside. There you see Hayfie taking a blast, but he's quite far out and off a bad angle, so it makes things a lot easier for the goaltender when he has nobody in front of him screening and people are shooting from those kind of angles.
Rick Knickel, 31 years of age. He has played over 500 professional games, Randy, regular season and playoffs, none in the National Hockey League.
Absolutely amazing the career he's had at this level and not being able to move up to the NHL, but he's been a mainstay with it. Whatever team he's been with, he's been a valuable asset to them, and especially this year, later on in his career, he's really shown himself. Although he's getting older, he's still playing spectacular.
They always say goaltenders mature a little bit later than the forwards and the defensemen. Here is the play to the near side, and a Salt Lake player taking a tumble. Paul Cruz to the near wing with 11:49 left in the first, no score. Todd Harkins on the ice for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, and a look at Alan Leggett, a two-time All-American at Bowling Green University. Face-off will be just outside the face-off circle in the Gulls' territory. Still 36 seconds left in the penalty.
Well, the Gulls are doing an excellent job killing off this power play. They've got it down to a 5-on-4 now. Here
is Kevin Melrose knocking down a goal player, and we're going to have a penalty there as the Gulls were working shorthanded. And Melrose had no other choice but to haul down the streaking San Diego player into the center ice area.
Well, Case is definitely very blowing the whistle very quickly in this early going, because he realizes these two teams have quite a rivalry between them, and if things start to get out of hand, it could get ugly early. So he wants to make sure he has full control of this game and call a lot of penalties and not let things go too far.
The penalty, Kevin Melrose for interference at 8:17. Bob Francis, the head coach of the Eagles. His father, Abel the Cat, coached the NHL All-Stars in the All-Timers game a couple of weeks ago in Philadelphia at the Spectrum. Abel, a very strong personality and had great ties here in Salt Lake as general manager of the St. Louis Blues when the Eagles were an affiliate team of the St. Louis hockey team. Here the Eagles coming up the right side, and it is Harkins now trying to split the defense in on goal. Can't get the shot off, but a penalty coming up. Maybe, no, I was thinking maybe a penalty shot, but at least a hook on the play. We have a scoreless game. The teams are at even strength. The Eagles and the Gulls scoreless here, and we'll come back with more in just a moment.
How's that sound, Brian? Who got that penalty? 22. Cernich. Are you going to show a replay? No? I don't think there's time.
Mike Barrack alongside Randy Bucyk here at the Delta Center. The penalty, Gordon Cernich, 2 minutes for hooking at 8:31. Teams at even strength, but actually the Eagles will have a power play starting off at 4-on-3 very quickly. And the Eagles gain possession of the puck. Olsen at the left point. Hands it right wing side for Guy, across to the far side. And the save made by Knickle and Dennis Holland with the one-timer. Just 4 seconds left in the San Diego penalty, and the teams will be at even strength.
Well, he's out of Straub is out of the penalty box now, so it's going to be on 4-on-4 for the next minute and 26 seconds.
Here's a chance for Rich Chernamaz, but he's ahead of the play offside at the defense. With 11:06 left in the first period, we have ourselves a scoreless hockey game. Robbie Nichols, one of the members of the hotline, that's what they call Dmitry Kvardalov, Lenny Hackborn, and the mustachioed Robbie Nichols, who had over 400 minutes in penalties one season with the Kalamazoo Wings.
Well, what a season he's having this year, along with Robbie Nichols, Kvardalov, and Hackborn, all making the All-Star team, and they will play together as a line in that game in Atlanta later on in February. So he's done great things for himself this season.
That All-Star game will actually be this coming Sunday and will be seen on Reel 14 here in Salt Lake. Here's the play to the right of the San Diego goal. It's clear to the right wing point. Kevin Wortman able to pinch free but skated off at the defense. And the Gulls able to work out of there. Lenny Hackborn, a Philadelphia Flyers original draftee. Works in across the line, but his pass intercepted. And Struby on his way into the goal zone with the veteran Zemlak. Struby moving in, pulls up to the top of the circle, spins it on goal, but can't get the shot off. And the two oldest Eagles, Zemlak and Struby, 28 years of age, having the scoring chance. Eagles flip it off the boards in the center, and Darcy Norton able to wind it free on the right side. Early on, no score here at the Delta Center, and the Gulls take over. Kvardalov in the slot, now at the blue line, being hounded by Wordman, and yes, it's an offside on the near side with 10 minutes and 14 seconds left in the scoreless first period. We will come back. We're on Reel 14, the Eagles and the Gulls scoreless.
Fans, be sure to join us Thursday when the Eagles take on these very same San Diego Gulls with the ice once again. The first 3,000 fans in attendance.
Want to thank KXIV Channel 14 and, of course, the listeners on the Golden Eagles Radio Network, KMGR in Salt Lake and KLO in Ogden, Utah. Eagles fans excited about the upcoming Bikini Night, which will be February 12th here at the Delta Center. One of the upcoming promotions as they flash it on the Jumbotron. Here's Sean Afey able to whirl around at center. Right side for Kevin Guy, and the former Vancouver Canuck flips it into the San Diego zone, and the Gulls able to play the puck up the right side. Here is Ray Whitney. A pass for Soren Truitt across the line, but it's offside at the defense, and a rash of offsides here in the first period. We're at the Delta Center. No score between the Eagles and the San Diego Gulls, and we'll come right back in just a moment. I'm able to... Yeah, he's up here. I am trying to extend out your 5 seconds there, make it a long 5, right?
This guy over here?
Yeah, it's Mark Kelly. No, we're all right. We don't need him, I don't think. We're fine.
Oh, jeez.
We'll run off the face-off. Ray Whitney works down on his opposite side with a quick backhander, gives San Diego a 1-0 lead. And boy, in this game of hockey, things develop quickly.
Very fast. Whitney jumps off that face-off, grabs a loose puck, and beats the Eagle defender far to the outside. Makes one slick little move, a backhander between Mazzotti's pads, and the Gulls are up 1-0 halfway through this first period.
10 minutes and 14 seconds gone into the first, and the Gulls lead 1-0, and that's an even strength goal.
Even strength, and now the Gulls go on a power play, although it'll only be for 10 seconds.
And the Eagles gain possession at their own defense. Here is the play on the right wing side. Here's Harkins now trying to maneuver free, but it's flipped away into center ice and deep into the Salt Lake zone. And Mazzotti sets it up for his own defense. Plays it on the right side for Kevin Guy. Trying to jam it free. It's cleared right back behind the goal, and Olsen comes up with the puck. Early on, first period, San Diego jumping to a 1-0 lead. And the play to the left of the Salt Lake goal. Eagles trying to jam it free, but the Gulls able to push it to the back of the goal. Here is the San Diego player, Denny Lambert, along the near side. Teams at even strength once more. Straub flips it for Duguay, being watched by Salt Lake's Olsen, and spins it for Lambert, but Salt Lake's Harkins breaks it up back of the net. There's the Cleveland native. Harkins on the right side. Chernamaz trying to dig it free. They flip into the boards, and Duguay steals for San Diego. In on goal, the former New York Rangers centers one, but Guy able to break it up, and Salt Lake just cleared the puck all the way down into the San Diego territory. Brian Straub back after it, and icing is the call. The scoring play, Ray Whitney is 20th of the year from Soren True, and Brian Straub 10-14, giving San Diego a 1-0 lead. How about Ron Duguay, the longtime New York Ranger, is 34 years of age, set a good scoring burst for San Diego.
He may be 34 years old, but he's got the legs of a 20-year-old. I've never seen a guy skate or handle a puck like he's able to do at his age, and really a key asset to this club.
Unhelmeted Ron Duguay, as he was playing hockey at the time when they made a rule that all players must wear a helmet, but players before the 1984 rule could still play without one. Here is a chance for Salt Lake's Kerry Clark into the San Diego zone, but broken up on the right side, and the Gulls gain possession. First period, 1-0 San Diego, and a flip pass up the middle for Len Ackborn taken out of the play, and the Eagles, Dennis Holland plays it to the boards on the left wing side. Eagles to Kevin Wortman now on the right side of the Gulls, doing a nice job of forechecking, keeping the puck into the Salt Lake zone, but a hand pass from one player to another with an even 8 minutes left in the opening period. We have ourselves a 1-0 game in favor of San Diego. And so far, it's been fairly quiet as far as the penalty minutes are concerned. But Randy, this past weekend, there were 259 combined penalty minutes, Eagles and Phoenix, and a total of 41 power play opportunities combined.
Boy, unbelievable the way the penalties were being handed out over the weekend. And the way this game started off, it looked like it may be the same scenario, but things have calmed down quite a bit.
Here are the Eagles trying to jam it free, and finally it's flipped off the boards all the way down into the Gulls territory. Back after it, Brian Straub, and as he touches it, icing is the call. 1-0 Gulls in the lead here at the Delta Center, and the Eagles looking to come back to tie the game. This is Salt Lake Golden Eagles hockey. Okay. Oh, I don't need it. I'm okay. We can do it ourselves.
What's that?
Well, he was concerned whether we were getting the stats and everything. Well, we're back here at the Delta Center. Another icing is the call with 7:33 left in the first. 1-0 in favor of San Diego. And a rash of offsides, a rash of icing calls here. Any reason for that, you think?
Well, the Gulls are doing a good job of playing pressure on the Golden Eagles, and one way, the easiest way to alleviate the pressure is just throw the puck down the ice and get a whistle and start over again from scratch. So one of the big keys is the forecheck that the Gulls have, and that transition that we talked about earlier. They really put a lot of pressure on the Eagles defensemen.
Ray Whitney took that face-off. He was a stick boy at age 14 for the Edmonton Oilers, and he hung around the locker room. Think he didn't learn much from Gretzky and Messier and the boys? Here's a chance from the left point. Quick shot steered aside by Mazzotti. They scramble for it into the far side. Whitney and Salt Lake's Harris, they still try and scramble for it on the far side. Little Ray Whitney's only 19 years of age, and Salt Lake's Tim Harris. They clear it now right back into the corner. Whitney again hustles into forecheck, but Struby on left wing for Salt Lake. Leads it for Darren Stoke at center ice for the Eagles rookie Harris out of Lake Superior. Won an NCAA championship at that school. Harris now whirls around, plays for Todd Struby. Whirls around in front of the net, knocked down, and the Gulls break back. Fans looking for a penalty, but the Montreal native J.C. Case watches impassively. Here's a chance for Ray Whitney. In on goal for the defenseman. Leggett shoots. That hits a San Diego player, Martinson, in front. And there's a big target right there helping Salt Lake. Here's a chance for Salt Lake. Struby swivels in across the blue line, pulls up trying to feed a pass through, but the save by Konecko, rebound. Hafey slides it wide. Eagles having a scoring chance to tie the game. Hafey for Salt Lake, trying to get away from a check. Plays for Lyons, but the Gulls clear it to the blue line of Melrose, able to back it up right back into the center ice area. Now Melrose knocks it down at a high stick. Gulls Hackborn moving in. Eagles play the puck into the corner. Zemlak hounded by True, and Melrose comes up with the puck. Game opening up again as Melrose charges to center. Right side for Cruz. He banks it in, then races after it himself, then levels Brian's drop. Good check by Cruz. And the fans delighted about that. Cruz centers. Zemlak now turned around at the top of the circle, trying to drop it free, but True on left wing for San Diego. His pass intercepted by Zemlak, and he lifts it right back into the goal zone. Good checkings now by Salt Lake, Randy.
Well, this is exactly what they have to do. They have to play physical. They're a much bigger, stronger team than the Gulls, and that's the way they're going to beat them. Be very physical on their skilled players, and they'll really slow them down, and towards the end of the game, you won't see them.
Icing is the call, and the face-off will come all the way back. Bob Francis and alongside Jim Levins. To his left, Brian Patafi, the longtime Eagle trainer, as Bob looks to set up a new line combination right now with Chernomaz, Deasley, and Harkins. Another look at Ron Duguay, and remember Ron Duguay used to do those Ooh La La Jean commercials. Remember that? New York, very popular when he played it with the Rangers on at Madison Square Garden.
Well, with the long flowing hair, that was almost his trademark, letting it breeze as he was flying through the ice, down the ice with a big forecheck, throwing his body against the boards. Well, Everybody loved it.
He was a very popular player in his days with the New York Rangers, trying to make a comeback, maybe make it to the NHL next season with expansion. Here's Darren Stoke on the right side. Up the middle for a breezing Todd Harkins on his off wing. Into the goal zone, dropped for Chernomaz, but it's tipped away. Now Chernomaz trying to work it for Harkins. They try and jam it free to the side of the San Diego goal. And finally, Duguay backs it up all the way to center. 5 minutes left in the first. 1-0 San Diego. Glad you've joined us here tonight at the Delta Center. Rich Chernomaz up the middle for Todd Harkins. Left wing pass for Deasley across the line. Shoots! And a good glove save made by Knickel. And he's got good reflexes in goal for the Gulls at the right point. Guy trying to hold it in. They fight for it ferociously, and the San Diego team, they're at the center, and Guy able to push it right back in. 4:37 left first period. Eagles have been held here in check. Here's Olsen in across the line, shooting, and up into the runway area, and actually off the temporary seats with 4:29 left in the first. 1-0 San Diego. And the Eagles, Paul Cruz among the leaders in penalty minutes for Salt Lake. Cruz for the Golden Eagles over the 100 mark, 186. He leads Salt Lake in that department.
Well, he's had a chance to get up to the NHL, a little taste of the NHL, and really enjoyed it. He's a picture of the big puzzle for the Calgary Flames, as they so to speak, and could be an important factor for that team in years down the road.
Paul Cruz, 6 games with the Flames this season, had 1 assist, played a game last season for Calgary, and he played in 83 Eagles games last year. Here's the play on the right side, and the Gulls try and wind it to center, and Kvartalov able to flip it on left wing. Hackborn in across the line, being watched by Guy, trying to flip it free, but the Eagles break it up, and here comes the forward on right wing, Kerry Clark. Skated off by Len Hackborn, trying to center one, but tipped away back at the goal, and Brian Straub gains possession. One of the few players from Montana, Bozeman, Montana, able to flip it up to center ice, and Hackborn trying to make a play, but a 2-line offside call from inside the Gulls' blue line to the Salt Lake side of center, with a total of 3:50 left in the first. 1-0 San Diego in the lead.
Well, very evident so far the way the Gulls are setting up when the defenseman gets a puck deep back behind his own net. Kvartalov and Hackborn, they're hanging around center ice looking for that quick break and perhaps get a good 2-on-1 break against the Golden Eagles. They have to be very aware of that.
Eagles have a line right now of Sean Hafey with Todd Struby and Tim Harris, and Hafey and Harris, the rookies from the collegiate ranks, have played well together. Harris from Michigan, or I should say from Lake Superior. Harris from, I should say Hafey for Salt Lake from Michigan State. Here the chance for Hafey, and I'll go, but he can't get his shot off. Hafey was 6th all-time in goals with the Michigan State Spartans. Hafey now turns around, left wing point for Melrose, shoots, and that's off the backboards and wide. It caroms to Struby. Eagles in the offensive zone trying to tie the game. Struby trying to jam it free. Being watched by little Ray Whitney. Struby trying to center one, tipped away, and then the Eagles gain possession. Struby's pass broken up. The Gulls, Whitney into center ice. Leads a pass free into the Salt Lake zone, but tipped away by Melrose. Good play in his own defense, and the product of Harvard able to charge to center. Into the goal zone. Centers one, but Struby couldn't get his stick on it. Under 3 minutes to go, first period, 1-0 San Diego. And the Gulls cleared into the Salt Lake zone, and Kevin Wertman, the 8th round Flames pick in 1989, on left wing for Corey Lyons. And the second-year Eagle pro. Lyons pass intercepted at center, and the Gulls flip it right back in. Play from blue line to blue line.
Well, a little bit scrambly right now, but the Eagles are doing a good job forcing the Gulls early with that puck to make mistakes in the neutral zone.
Here is Zemlak tied up by Soren True at center, and Dennis Holland able to flip it right back in. Holland had over 20 goals for San Diego last season. Fired by Salt Lake at the start of this year. Here's San Diego controlling the puck on the left wing side. Lead pass to center. Hackborn now swivels against Stoke. In with Prasovsky, but the pass through a little bit off the mark. Now the play into the corner. Eagle zone. Holland now eludes a check and able to cue it for Lions into center ice. 1-0 Gulls. Lions scoops it in. It ends up going on goal. Thus no icing, and the teams change on the fly. New line out for Salt Lake as the Gulls flip it free on the right side. It is Harkins with Cruz and Chernamaz right now. Here's a play across the line. Keith Gretzky with Ron Duguay. Gretzky in, centers one, and loose in front. Mazzotti able to fall on top. Good scoring chance for San Diego. 1-0 Gulls in the lead on a Ray Whitney goal. We'll come back with more from the Delta Center. The Eagles and the Gulls in just a moment. Brian, let's make this exciting here.
Huh? God, we haven't had a shot on net.
Yeah, the only time, right? At least we got the replay. Shoots, he's got. Here's another goal. Here we are back to action at the Delta Center. Ron Duguay trying to paw it down, and the Eagles wind it to center. On the left wing side, Denny Lambert runs into his own teammate, Ron Duguay. And the fans delighted about that. It's tough enough going against the white shirts, but when you run into your own black-shirted player, it doesn't make it too fun.
Hey, that's what they say. This is a physical game. You got to keep your heads up at all times.
Duguay, I've asked him about the helmet situation, and he said he feels he's a much better player without the helmet and feels very strongly about keeping it off.
Well, I think it's just a matter of comfort. Those helmets are very hot to wear, and when you're not used to it, it's a tough thing to change to.
And with him, a little bit of style, I'm sure, as well, right? Here's the play back of the goal, and the Gulls able to flip it free. Here are the Eagles in a forecheck. Chernamaz trying to jam it into the corner, and the Gulls flip it free on the right side and then all the way to center. The Eagles trailing 1-0. Just over a minute to go in the period as Olsen scoops it to center. Dave Coral back the other way. Trying to wind it into the Salt Lake zone. Duguay steals, cuts in on net, shoots it to the side of the goal. It's centered! Who's has it? Finally Olsen succeeds and clears to center, but back of the play. A holding penalty, it looks like, into the Salt Lake zone.
Well, Chernamaz is going to head off into the box for a couple of minutes. He hauled down Duguay, who would have had a chance to pick up that loose puck in front of the net and perhaps have a good scoring opportunity against Jason Mazzotti. But the Eagles are going to go down for 2 minutes in a shorthanded situation with only 48 seconds to go in this period. The majority of this penalty will be served at the start of the second period.
Maybe it works to have the helmet off. Ron Duguay has been dating Kim Alexis, the supermodel.
Wow. I wouldn't wear a helmet either.
Huh? We'll tell your wife that here, Carmen, if she's listening. 19-12 gone, first period, 1-0 San Diego. The penalty, Rich Chernamaz, 2 minutes for holding at 19-12. Eagles have Dennis Holland up front with Todd Strube to kill it off, and immediately the Eagles clear it all the way down into the San Diego zone. Darcy Norton has to go back for the San Diego Gulls. 24 years of age, out of Kamloops of the Western Hockey League. And the forward Hackborn trying to maneuver free. Second in the league in assists, trying to wind it free, and finally Salt Lake clear the zone. That's what you want to do, just dump it out of your own defensive territory.
Kill some time off the clock. Good job by the Eagles to pick up those loose pucks and fire them down the ice.
Here's the play to the right wing side. 16 seconds to go in the period, and Norton winds it free to center. 12 seconds left in the stanza. A chance on the left wing side. Hackborn now moving free across the Leggett to the right point. 5 seconds left in the period. Gulls wind it free to Leggett to the point. Turns, shoots it wide, and that's going to do it. The buzzer sound signaling the end of the first period. And a goal on the backhand by Ray Whitney, and that's it on the scoreboard. 1-0 Gulls at the end of 20 minutes of play.
Well, both teams had their chances on the power play, weren't able to do anything with it, although the Gulls do have a minute and 11 left on the Chernamaz penalty, but we're going to come back after this and discuss happenings of the first period in just a minute.
Okay, 1-0 San Diego in the lead. We'll come back with more in just a moment.
in about 5 years from now.
Sheesh. Look out.
We'll do that in just a sec.
Okay.
Take that.
Yeah, I'll get that. Yeah, I'll get it.
From Division II, but it gave me a lot of confidence playing Division II as far as puck handling and stuff like that, and I think things.
When do you want me to lead to that package? When does he want me to lead to the package? Lead to the package.
You're leading the package.
Barely. It's going in and out. Okay.
Courtney Huckenberg, Jessica Johns, Fred Johnson, and Fernando Montoya. Bring up a hand if you will, folks. Courtney, Jessica, Fred, and
Live from the Delta Center, the San Diego Gulls and the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. The Gulls leading 1-0 at the end of 20 minutes of play. The Eagles out shooting San Diego by a count of 10-5 in the first period. However, Ray Whitney scores for the Gulls and they lead by 1. Hope you're enjoying the action here tonight. And one of the interesting aspects about the International Hockey League is a rare IHL All-Star game. The first All-Star game since 1984. And 3 members of Salt Lake will be involved in this activity. And I hope you'll enjoy the package. Steve Brown, who is of the Jazz and Eagles staff, put this together about the Eagles All-Stars.
The NBA All-Star celebration in Orlando, February 9th, will be a gala event. The top basketball players in the world, inundated by media attention and placed under a constant microscope. It's becoming old hat for a couple of Jazz players in particular. But Larry Miller's sports holdings feature another group of All-Stars as well. 1 week before the NBA gathers in Orlando, the IHL will hold their own All-Star Bash in Atlanta, and 3 Salt Lake Golden Eagles will be right in the middle of it. For rookie defenseman Kevin Wortman, the selection was a particular surprise, coming out of Division II American International College.
Of course, I mean, there was a lot of question of if I could play the game or not because I'm coming from Division II, but it gave me a lot of confidence playing Division II as far as puck handling and stuff like that, and I think things worked out well.
He did have some incentive, though. Dave Forbes of the Boston Bruins paved the NHL trail and is the only National Leaguer to come from American International. Wortman hopes to change that. Fellow rookie Sean Hafey is another All-Star selection. The 5'8" center from Michigan State has already played more games to this point in the season than he did all last year in college. But he isn't worried about not getting any rest over the All-Star break.
You know, I love getting out and playing, and when I was in college playing, I think I played 40 last year. I always wish they had an extra game in the week, you know, like it's 5 days off every week. And now if I get that, I'm chomping at the bit to get going, so.
The final member of the All-Star Eagles is center Todd Harkins. The fact Harkins plays a physical game should come as no surprise. His father was a standout linebacker at Ohio State University, and apparently a bit of the linebacker attitude has rubbed off.
Yeah, a little bit. I think, I play a physical game, but I also, I'm creative with the puck, which helps, and I also have some good speed out here, which is helpful when you're a big guy. But, it's good when you have good size and you go in the corners, you'll be able to throw some guys around and then get the puck and crash the net with it then.
So 1992 All-Star datelines of interest to Utah fans include Atlanta as well as Orlando.
Well, hope you enjoy the All-Star package. Steve Brown put that together, and hope you're enjoying the action here. 1-0 lead in favor of San Diego. Joining me, Randy Bucyk. Randy, the Eagles trail on the scoreboard here 1-0 on a Ray Whitney goal. That's what we've seen so far.
Well, things have been tight so far this period. Both teams have had their chances on the power play. Neither one able to put it in a net, but tight, close checking hockey game. Aside from the Brown goal, both goaltenders have made some great stops, but the Gulls have been the only ones to able to register a goal so far.
As we talked about, the IHL All-Star Game is coming up this Sunday in Atlanta, and Randy, Hafey and Harkins for Salt Lake, Kevin Wordman, but 5 players in San Diego also on the All-Star team.
Well, 8 players out of these 2 teams are on the All-Star team. A lot of people will wonder, hey, why isn't Rich Chernamaz on the All-Star team? He's one of the best players that we have, and he's only 8 goals away from the franchise record of goals scored. But the time that the All-Star teams were named, Chernamaz was up in Calgary, so he was automatically deleted from the list. But he's now on the alternate list, so if something should happen where a player is not able to make it to the All-Star game, Chernamaz will be put in.
Yeah, there's actually a group of players, and Chernamaz is one of those, and actually all 3 players in the Phoenix Roadrunners that were named to the team are currently up in Los Angeles.
Well, how about that? You know, you never know exactly who's going to be on this team, but it should be a great contest, a good showcase for the players in this league, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of scouts watching this game. Potentially a great opportunity for a player to show his wares off to the NHL scouts and perhaps get a job up in the NHL.
Well, our score is mentioned 1-0 in favor of San Diego, and the Gulls scoring a goal on a Ray Whitney tally on the backhand, and that's the story here at the Delta Center. We'll be right back with more in just a moment. Yeah, there's 10:34 left on the clock right now, Brian.
John.
Yeah, 10:34, so.
Are we coming back? Yeah, they're coming back.
That was good, I thought. There's more I wanted to say. Sorry. Okay, no problem.
Are we going to show?
Yes, he's going to show it. Yes. That's fine, that's fine. Perfect. That's fine, no problem.
Are we going to watch the goal over?
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great.
What are you going to show us?
The goal, the backhand.
Yeah, but how much of it?
Yeah, it's breaking up on mine too.
Okay, don't talk too much when they're showing the goal because I'm going to try and explain.
Use your left hand.
No.
Your mic.
I don't want to. Because I talk.
Receive a pass crossing more than one line without being touched by a defender. For example, a player cannot receive a pass beyond the blue line if the passing teammate is behind the center ice line.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Delta Center. I'm Mike Barrack, alongside former Golden Eagle Randy Bucyk. And Randy, right now, the Eagles trailing 1-0, the only scoring play on a quick backhander by 19-year-old Ray Whitney.
Well, Whitney did a great job picking the puck up in the neutral zone, walks in on Mazzotti, gets a quick backhander away and fools him in between the pads and puts the Gulls up 1-0 in this hockey game.
Well, that's the scoring play with Whitney scoring it for San Diego, and we take a look at the Paw computer statistics, and that's the only scoring play so far in this game.
Whitney from True and Staub, the Eagles had their chances. They outshot the Gulls 10-5 in that period, but Knickel answered right back and stopped everything that they threw at him, so made things very tough for the Golden Eagles to score a goal.
Whitney, by the way, is only 19 years of age, and he scores the goal for the Gulls, a second-round pick by the San Jose Sharks this summer, and the Sharks are looking for him down the line in San Jose.
Well, he's a very young prospect for that team, and they're expecting big things from him. He's got a great scoring touch, and he could possibly be, he's very young and needs some time to mature, but down the road could possibly be a huge asset to their club.
Golden Eagles scored 9 goals against the Phoenix Roadrunners Friday night. They scored 3 more against Phoenix Saturday. 12 goals in 2 games, but none here tonight.
Boy, isn't that something? What a difference a couple of days make. They were going on a roll there, but the Gulls have really shut them down so far in this hockey game. The Gulls have such a potent offense themselves that half the time you're just worried about defending rather than throwing any offense at them. But that's something the Eagles have to get a few more quality chances against Rick Knickel and try to get some goals against him early in the second period.
Any specific weaknesses of the veteran goaltender Rick Knickel?
Boy, the guy's been around for so long. He's pretty wise. He knows a lot of things, but he's one of those goaltenders that are hot and cold. When he's hot and on his game, he's very tough to beat. But if you get a couple on him, he perhaps gets down on himself a little bit, and the floodgates may open. So they've got to start throwing a lot of shots at him, and hopefully something will go in to get him off of his game, and then the Eagles will have a good opportunity to perhaps go on and win the contest.
Well, Ray Whitney scored the only goal here. It's 1-0 San Diego at the end of 20 minutes of play. We'll have a CNN update and some activities going on here. 1-0 goals, and we'll come right back in just a moment. Tell Brian they changed the shots on goal to 8-5 instead of 10-5. It was 8-5. It was 8-5, not. Everything okay? How are you able to know? Oh, you don't know. We kicked all you guys over to the other side. They kicked them all over there, so. Well, you're probably lucky then. You don't have to deal with all that over there.
Okay, we're going to come back with about 30 seconds to play. In 30 seconds? No, with about 30 seconds. Oh, well, about 1:10 on the clock.
1 minute back.
1 minute back.
It was
Ask him if it was 8-5 or 10-5. Mark, was it 10-5 or 8-5? Okay, because it says it's
not updated, that's all.
Oh, but it's on this sheet. It's on the stat sheet as being 8.
Just say 10, it sounds better.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about, Mike?
We'll figure it out. I'll lead you into it.
You need to shave, man. Looks awful on TV.
Yeah, I think that went fine. I'm real pleased with it. You're not?
Okay. It's all right. Hi, Brian.
No, we're going to headset.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Delta Center. The score, San Diego 1 and Salt Lake nothing. The Gulls on a Ray Whitney backhander have the lead at the end of 20 minutes of play. Salt Lake this season, 20 wins and 25 losses. They're 12 and 11 on home ice. Randy, it's been a real rocky season. The Eagles winning 4 of a total of 11 games in January, just 7 since December 1st. However, they've won 2 in a row, and this past weekend looked pretty good. So maybe they're on a swing in the positive way.
Well, I think that roller coaster might be the best way to describe the way things have gone. They had such a dismal start, and then they put a bunch of wins together, and it's been touch and go since then. They've had some bright spots and some low spots, but hopefully after this weekend they put that all behind them and can get going on a big roll as they did last year in February. They were able to have a great February, winning 14 contests, and hopefully they can do the same thing this year and really get back up into the standings.
Fans may remember we had a television broadcast last year from San Diego, and in that particular game, Warren Sharples was in goal. Remember that? The Eagles won 3-2 in a shootout, and Sharples made a tremendous save on Ron Duguay in the shootout, and the Golden Eagles beat the Gulls.
Well, that was phenomenal, the way Sharples was able to make that final stop, and what a dramatic finish for that hockey game. But hopefully things won't go to a shootout here tonight, and the Eagles can win in regulation time.
Well, they changed the shots on goal in the first period. It was 8-5 Salt Lake instead of 10-5. Nevertheless, the Eagles still down on the scoreboard 1-0. Here in the second period, as you touched on during the intermission, the Eagles really need to develop a good forecheck and capitalize on the scoring chances.
Well, they really haven't done a bad job by limiting this hockey club to 5 shots on their net. They have to be very careful, though. They try and sneak a couple of their forward players behind the Eagles defensemen and get that quick break that we talked about early in the hockey game. It's been very successful for them so far this season, and the Eagles have to put a stop to it early in the game.
Well, before we get to the second period with the Eagles trailing the Gulls 1-0, we'll take a quick break on the Golden Eagles television and radio network. Okay, everybody, we're back here at the Delta Center. I'm Mike Bucyk alongside former Montreal Canadian, former Golden Eagle player Randy Bucyk, as the Gulls in this period work on to their leading 1-0, and breaking to center ice is Lenny Hackborn. Stick handles in across the line. Hackborn works against Richard Zemlak to the right point for Darcy Norton. Shoots, and that caroms wide. Eagles shorthanded as Chernimas had a penalty late in the first period. So the Gulls have 50 seconds to work on the power play. Here's Alan Leggett now, trying to work it free to the side of the goal. They wheel and deal now on the far hash marks. To the point for Darcy Norton. Shoots, deflected just wide. There's a screen in front, and the Gulls just missed trying to take a 2-0 advantage. Here is Len Hackborn to the point for Darcy Norton. Fires, they score, and a deflection, and it worked that time. It didn't work the first opportunity, but you keep them low to the ice from the point, and the forwards keeping their sticks down, Randy, and it worked to perfection. I think Kvartalov may have been able to score that goal.
Well, Kvartalov snuck in behind. Hackborn throws it back to the point man, Norton, and he lets one fly, but Robbie Nichols is in front, and he really takes a defenseman out, and there's Kvartalov off to the far side, just getting his stick on it, pushing it past Mazzotti. Mazzotti really had no chance. This puck is going wide had Kvartalov not tipped it in past him, and now that's a big goal for the Gulls. They put the Eagles on their heels. They're up 2-0 very quickly into the second period.
Kvartalov adds to his goal leadership in the IHL. He scores his 38th of the year. His 12th power play. Darcy Norton gets an assist. And Len Hackborn the other. San Diego have jumped to a 2-0 lead. Eagles break back. Chernimas has a shot blocked off at the point.
Melrose in for the forward Harkins. He is skated off by Heppel. They still try and freeze it there and succeed with 1:04 gone into the second. Kvardalov is 38th and 12th power play from Norton and Hackborn. Earlier we talked about the all-time leading point scorer, Doug Palazzeri, as far as goals are concerned. Chernomaz second, and he's only 8 goals shy of that record. 196, the franchise record. Doug Palazzeri, who had an illustrious Salt Lake career.
That's phenomenal, the way Chernomaz has been able to post those numbers in only, this is his 5th season, but he spent some time up in Calgary, and he's been a huge key to this Golden Eagles team over that period of time.
He's had 90 or more points in 3 of his first 4 seasons with Salt Lake. Here's the play at the defense, and Melrose gains possession. Kevin Melrose in his 2nd year on defense for Salt Lake to the rookie Wortman. Wound to center, and Whitney able to pat it right back into the Salt Lake zone. At center ice, Todd Struve ahead for a streaking Sean Hafey out of Michigan State. Hafey centers one, but tipped away. Good scoring chance for Salt Lake. And the goals break out of there into center ice and across the line. Soren True centers one, but it's tipped away. Now True back of the goal for the former Eagles Steve Martinson with over 1,000 minutes and penalties in his pro career. Here's Wortman under the neutral zone. Crosses the blue line, now maneuvers in on goal, circles back of the goals cage, trying to center one. Harkins now breezing along. Right side for Hafey, turns around, hands to the point for Stoke, shoots, deflected, he scores! Darren Stoke let it fly, but it was deflected in front. 2:01 gone into the second period. The Eagles cut the lead in half.
Well, the Eagles give the Gulls a little bit of their own medicine here as Hafey throws a puck back to Stoke. And we'll watch as Harris comes cruising through that slot area. He may have been the one that got a piece of it to tip it past Knickel, but that's the big key. Get some traffic in front of Knickel. This is what he's got to contend with. Boy, he can't even see the puck right now. It caroms off of it. Looks like Harris's foot, possibly, and back to the far corner, beating Knickel. And now the Eagles slice the lead in half to 2-1.
And if it is a goal off a skate, it counts as long as the player doesn't intentionally kick it in. Here's the play back of the goals. The Eagles have made it interesting. It's 2-1. And the Gulls flip it to center ice, and Salt Lake's Harkins has to go back. Yanks it off the boards to center. Chernomaz and Straub collide, and the Gulls come up with a puck. Here's Keith Gretzky on his off wing, just bangs it right back off the backboards. It caroms to the near hash marks, and Deasley comes up with a puck for Salt Lake. Able to play it into center ice, and the Gulls just shoot it right back in. So a big goal, Randy, for Salt Lake.
Well, definitely for them to get some momentum in their direction. They needed to get a goal early in this period and not let the Gulls get off to any higher lead.
Harris scoring his 8th of the season for Salt Lake. Stoke and Hafey on the assists at 2:01. Harris, a rookie out of Lake Superior of the Central Collegiate Hockey Association. Eagles trying to work it free on the right side, and here's another former CCHA player, Todd Harkins, at center ice trying to drop it free, and Brian Straub able to play it for San Diego. Up the middle for the Soviet, Dmitry Kvardalov trying to make a play. They fight for it along the far side. Kvardalov shoots, and that deflects wide. At the left point, leg it for San Diego to Kvardalov, a shot blocked out. It hits Harkins, and they freeze it up with a total of 3:20 gone into the second. 2-1 San Diego. And there's Dmitry Kvardalov, the Soviet, and I asked some of the San Diego players about his verbal skills, and evidently he's not too well versed on the English language except when it comes to tickets. He knows that word. It says tickets. I want tickets.
Hey, that's the biggest bargaining power in the world is tickets, and the way the Gulls are playing right now, it's probably a hot commodity in San Diego.
He did a commercial with Robbie Nichols and didn't say much except pass and shoot and goal and a few things like that, but a real popular player in San Diego. Undrafted, no NHL teams yet have had a chance and a crack at Dmitry Kvardalov. Golden Eagles trail in this game 2-1 as the puck is cleared on the far hash marks, and the Eagles' Dennis Holland trying to jam it free. Deep into San Diego territory, Holland trying to center one, does to the right point for Olsen, shoots, but it was carried in offside at the defense with 16:11 left in the second period. Harris for Salt Lake, Whitney and Kvardalov have scored goals for the San Diego Gulls. Golden Eagles have a mark, as mentioned, of 20-25 overall and have won 2 straight. Kevin Guy at the Salt Lake players bench, and what goes on the bench? The players talk to each other quite a bit, or are they just resting down there at the bench?
Well, when I used to play, my head was between my legs trying to catch my breath half the time.
Here's the play on left wing, and Melrose comes up with a puck, trying to flip it free. a lot easier up here, right?
Very much so.
Get a beer or two and you're all set. Here's the play on left wing, and the Gulls trying to work it free, but a two-line offside with 4:04 gone into the second. San Diego up by a score of 2-1. Bob Francis and Jim Levins on the bench for the Eagles, and Dennis Holland for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Donnie Waddell, the assistant coach in the All-Star team, All-Star game, I should say, this Sunday. Waddell, coach and general manager for San Diego.
Well, he had Mike O'Connell coaching the team last year, and things didn't work out quite the way they wanted to, so Waddell took the reins, and he's running the show this year.
He wasn't too thrilled about it. However, his team, 27-16, they've been very, very productive. Here the Eagles trying to work it free. Clark slides it towards the goal, and Knickel able to make the stop with a couple of scoring chances in front. We're going to take a look at one of the rules of hockey, the icing call, some pushing and shoving in just a moment. We don't want to leave this. There have been no scraps here so far tonight. Paul Cruz and Kerry Clark on the ice. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, the Eagles definitely have a couple of big boys out on the ice, so things definitely have the potential to flare up.
Okay, with the pushing and shoving subsided here, we're going to take a look at the Ardell Brown icing infraction, some of the rules of the game for our younger fans tuning in tonight. The Salt Lake Golden Eagles present the 3 rules of hockey. The main rules that control the game, as demonstrated by Golden Eagle players Kevin Wortman, Dennis Holland, and Darren Banks. Sponsored by Ardell Brown Recreational Vehicles. Rule number 3 is icing. Icing occurs when the puck is passed into the attacking zone and is touched by a defender after the puck passes beyond the goal line. This results in a face-off back in the offensive team's zone. However, if a similar play is made after the passer has crossed the center line, this is a legal play, even if the puck is touched by a defender first. We're back here at the Delta Center. Paul Cruz picks up the roughing penalty at 4:18. And Randy, I always tell people there's a few rules, the icing and the offside, the two-line offside, the most confusing rules. But if you can get those 3 down, this is a pretty simple game.
Well, those are the basics. Paul Cruz, although fell outside of the rules and got himself a roughing penalty, so the Eagles are going to find themselves shorthanded for the next couple of minutes, and a very dangerous situation because you look who's staring down at you: Nichols, Karvatalnoff, and Hackborn. 3 potential goal scorers that could give you a lot of problems here on the power play.
Cruz in the box. He came into the game leading Salt Lake in penalty minutes, 186 total minutes, so he's no stranger to the sin bin. Here's the play on the right side, and Salt Lake's Kevin Guy just yanks it all the way down into the goal zone, and Darcy Norton has to go back. A 6th-round Minnesota pick in 1987. Able to work out of there for the Gulls. On left wing for Len Hackborn. Steams into the Salt Lake territory. Pulls up to the near hash marks. Eagles trying to whip it free, and here comes Todd Strube. 1 man back. That is Norton. Strube looks for a trailer. Stokes shoots, and a pad save made by Knickel. He waited to see if he could make the pass and then shot it himself. Here's Hackborn in across the line. He fires it just wide. It was deflected off the stick of Guy, and Stoke able to pound it to center. 1:10 left in the Cruz penalty. 5:10 gone into the second. San Diego leading by a score of 2-1. Glad you joined us here on here tonight as the puck cleared to center, and Stoke on left wing plays it for Chernamaz in across the line, works against the defense, stuffs it free, and then knocks Knickel into that goal post, and then they push and shove to the right of the goal. Chernamaz and Knickel, and they've had their little scraps before. Knickel's kind of a feisty goaltender, and Chernamaz can rough it up occasionally.
Well, Knickel very visibly upset here. Chernamaz has a little bit of a lane on the far side, and he's sprinting. Has a half a step on Straub, and he tries to cut towards the net. And Straub pushes him into the corner post, and Knickel was right there. But Knickel probably thought that Chernamaz did that on purpose, trying to get him off his game a little bit or whatever. But hey, that's the way Chernamaz is. He's a rough, tough competitor for the Golden Eagles and the heart and soul of the team.
114 minutes in penalties for the Eagles captain this season, so he has had his share of time. In fact, was suspended this past weekend, missed the game Saturday night for 3 game misconducts this year, so he can play it rough occasionally.
Well, it's amazing the number of points that he's able to rack up in the season when you think about the time he spends in the penalty box.
Well, the Gulls control the puck. 14.5 minutes left, second period. 2-1 San Diego. San Diego still has the power play for another 40 seconds. Here is the play on the right side. Ray Whitney on the left side for Straub. into center ice for Soren True, and he backhands on edge back of the Salt Lake goal. Mazzotti himself plays it outside the blue line and all the way to center where the defenseman Straub has to go back. Here's Straub at his own defense, former Maine Black Bear in the collegiate ranks for the forward Steve Martinson, trying to jam it free, and Workman comes up with a puck. Headman's for Chernomaz, but Heppel cues it on the boards to center, and Melrose pops it right back into the Salt Lake players bench with 13:53 left in the second period. 2-1 in favor of San Diego. Bozeman, Montana, the home of the defenseman Brian Straub, and the Golden Eagles, as mentioned, trailing in this game. Kevin Melrose on defense has played very strong this year. He's played some forward as well.
Well, he's one of those versatile players that a coach is happy and glad to have in a lineup. He's able to be effective at a couple of different positions, so a very versatile player and important when you lose people during the duration of the hockey game.
And the Eagles immediately pound it free into the San Diego zone. Eagles will play this team again Thursday night, 7 p.m. at the Delta Center. We'd love to see you here. We'll have a drawing for a trip for two to the IHL All-Star game this Sunday in Atlanta. Eagles kill off the penalty, clear it all the way down the ice into the San Diego zone. Knechel himself sweeps it on left wing. So the Gulls 1 for 3 with the man advantage here tonight. Here is the play on the left wing side. Eagles Hafey fiercely in a forecheck. They still try and fight for it, and the Gulls come up with a puck and just tap it into the center ice area, and the Eagles have to go back. And Kevin Melrose gains possession for Salt Lake, 25 years of age, born in Calgary. And Melrose eludes the checking of Keith Gretzky and just shoots it off the boards, but the forward Duguay steals the puck, trying to feed it for Denny Lambert, but Harris between the circles, able to work out of there. Poke check by the forward Lambert, and finally Melrose plays left corner Eagles zone. Cole's doing a nice job of keeping the puck in the Salt Lake zone. The Eagles have no other choice but to ice the puck. Alan Leggett, former Bowling Green Falcon, back after it, winds it on left wing. No icing as they ruled the Gulls could have played the puck. That's why the play continues. Here's Denny Lambert on right wing for Ray Whitney. Shoots off the stick of Guy on the far side. 12:36 left in the second period. The San Diego Gulls leading the Salt Lake Golden Eagles 2-1, and we'll have more hockey in just a moment. Oh, jeez. Mike Barrack alongside Randy Bucyk here at the Delta Center. 2-1, San Diego in the lead. And here's the play on the right side. Ray Whitney moving it on goal, trying to poke it free in the corner. Chernomaz for the Eagles comes up with a puck on the right side for Kevin Guy. Right side pass for Brian Deasley with Chernomaz and Harkins. Deasley moving it on goal. Shoots in a stick save by Knechel. It's flipped on the far side, and here comes Darcy Norton out of his own end. Former Kamloops Blazer, the Western Hockey League in the junior ranks. Able to play it for Ray Whitney and a goal. Can't get the shot off. Loose to the side of the goal and tipped away. And Whitney is dangerous when he works in. And the Eagles break back to center. Harkins down into the San Diego zone. In against the defense for Olsen. In, shoots, and a good glove save by Knechel. That shot may have gone wide of the goal, but Knechel made sure anyway with the Glover and then pushing and shoving to the side of the goal.
Well, good job for the Golden Eagles to generate a scoring chance, but Whitney's able to walk in unmolested here and get a good whack at the puck towards the net, but a couple of back checkers coming in. Chernomaz to knock that puck out of harm's way off into the corner.
Then the Eagles had a good scoring chance the other way. 11:38 left in the second. 2-1 in favor of San Diego. 31-year-old Rick Knechel able to make the save, and Jason Mazzotti's played well. Mazzotti, a real workhorse in goal for Salt Lake, playing 3 in a row, 8 of 9 and 11 of 13.
Well, their stats almost look identical, although Mazzotti has the better average of the two, 3.09 as opposed to 3.4, but their save percentage is about an 89% each.
Dmitry Kvartalov on right wing, checked in the play. Eagles sweep it right towards the goal, and Knechel himself on left wing leaves it for the veteran Robbie Nichols. Cleared on a high stick. Goals take over because it was hit by a Salt Lake player. The play continues, and then it's wound into center ice where Stoke able to yank it right back in, and Straub plays at his own defense. A free agent signed by the Minnesota North Stars this summer out of Bozeman, Montana. Brian Straub gains possession. I think he's the only player from that state in professional hockey, as the Eagles clear it all the way down. And the puck is loose on the wing and wound free Cruz for Holland, trying to jam it free to the near side, but San Diego play the puck on left wing for Hackborn. Can't squeeze by the defensive Mazzati on his backhand, winds it to center, and Straub for the Gulls, able to shoot it right back in. Then two players collide at center ice, and Stoke for the Eagles just yanks it right back in. Eagles change on the fly. 2-1 San Diego, 10:36 left in the second period. And the Eagles, Olsen at his defense, flips it on left wing for Zemlak. Leads Chernamaz into the San Diego zone. Left side, Olsen shoots, and a partial glove save made by Knickel. It dribbles into the corner. Here's Chernamaz fighting off with the Robbie Nichols. The veteran Zemlak centers for Lions, turns around, trying to squeeze past the defense. Chernamaz flips it towards the goal, but Straub for San Diego just clears it all the way deep into the Salt Lake zone. Olsen back after it, and as he touches it, icing is the call. 10:04 left in the second period. The Gulls leading Salt Lake by a score of 2-1. We'll come back with more Eagles hockey from the Delta Center in just a moment.
Sorry, Mike, I was sneezing.
All right, I hear you.
Hey, I'm sure he's going to be getting some mail anyways. There's got to be one.
I hear you. Eagles in the game here, trailing San Diego 2-1. Kevin Melrose trying to chip it free, but it's jammed right back into the center ice area, and Olsen goes back for it for Salt Lake. 9:49 left in the second. A lone goal scored by Harris for Salt Lake on a deflection here in the middle period. Daryl Olsen, a long shot, blocker save Knickel. Struby fiercely in for the rebound. Harris, or I should say Hafey for Salt Lake, unable to make a play, and Coral for San Diego. In across the Salt Lake blue line, trying to fling it in front, and it's just deflected wide, and Harris plays right corner Eagle zone. On his way is Sean Hafey trying to flip it to the blue line, but Soren True has to go back. He was born in Denmark, trying to fling it to center ice, and Salt Lake's Melrose able to break it up, pushes to the blue line, and Martinson for San Diego just plays it right back free. And then he just winds it into center ice. 9:07 left in the second period. 2-1 San Diego. Zemlak knocks down a Gulls player. The fans delighted about that. Harris at center ice is checked, and Whitney plays the puck for San Diego, being hounded by Cruz, and then whirling around at his own defense is Dave Coral up the middle for True, and he flips it in. And Randy play from blue line to blue line, not much offense.
Well, things are starting to get a lot more physical right now. The Eagles are doing a good job finishing their checks, and it's starting to pay dividends because they're collecting all those loose pucks in a neutral zone.
Here is Richard Zemlak, the former Pittsburgh Penguin and Quebec Nordique, knocked down. He appears to be hurt momentarily, and the whole play is whistled down. Zemlak being attended to by Brian Patafi on the far side with 8:32 left in the second period. Zemlak played 5 games with the Flames this year and appears to have been hit pretty hard right there inside the blue line.
Well, he crosses the blue line, and here comes Heppel. Boom, he caught him with his head down and probably just knocked the wind out of Zemlak. I don't think he's seriously hurt, but when you lose your wind, it takes just a couple of seconds to get that back. I'm sure that he'll be back after he gets a little bit of breather on the bench.
Zemlak, one of the rugged players for the Golden Eagles, 2,000 minutes and penalties over a 9-year career, and he played with Quebec, Minnesota, and the Pittsburgh Penguins alongside Mario Lemieux.
Boy, Zemlak's throwing some big checks there himself tonight, but Heppel had him lined up all the way across the blue line.
Well, the score here, the Gulls over Salt Lake by a score of 2-1. We'll come back with more hockey here in just a moment.
Zemmer, number 20.
Yeah, he was up in Calgary for a while. The Zem monster. Golden Eagles and the San Diego Gulls. San Diego scoring a first period goal, Ray Whitney, and the team's trading second period tallies. Kvardaldov and Harris, as Richard Zemlak appears to be okay, skating on his own to the players' bench to the delight of the Eagle fans here tonight.
Well, it's always a good sign when a player is able to make his way over to the bench on his own power. I'm sure that he's going to be back flanking his wing very shortly.
Randy, it looks a little bit like Taylor Bucyk there, this youngster enjoying the action.
What do you think, goaltender or defenseman?
Center.
Center iceman, I like it.
Face-off will be inside the blue line. Eagles have Chernomaz flanked by Harkins and Deasley. And it's wound right back in where Kevin Guy has to go back. Edmonton native plays it on the left wing side. Gulls Duguay plays it behind the net for Keith Gretzky. Wayne's a younger brother trying to play it free. Duguay back to the left wing point for Brian Straub. Shoots in front of the goal and tipped away. And Chernomaz on the right side plays it for Harkins, and then it's cleared right back, and Lambert flips it right into the Salt Lake zone. 8 minutes left for the second. A very close checking game, 2-1 in favor of San Diego. And the play is to the near hash marks into the Salt Lake zone, and they freeze it with the 7:54 left in the second period. 2-1 San Diego. We have another rule of the game of hockey, and this time we'll take a look at the two-line offside.
The Salt Lake Golden Eagles present the 3 rules of hockey, the main rules that control the game, as demonstrated by Golden Eagle players Kevin Wortman, Dennis Holland, and Darren Banks. Sponsored by Ardell Brown Recreational Vehicles. Rule number 2 is a two-line pass. It is illegal for an offensive player to receive a pass crossing more than one line without being touched by a defender. For example, a player cannot receive a pass beyond the blue line if the passing teammate is behind the center ice line. This is a two-line offside. However, a pass from a teammate is legal if the puck crosses only a single line.
Back here at the Delta Center, a two-line offside. Golden Eagles trail San Diego by a count of 2-1, and the face-off will come all the way back deep into the San Diego zone to the right of Rick Knickel. Lenny Hackborn, a member of the hotline for San Diego. And the Eagles really right now, as you mentioned, close checking, but still not a lot of good scoring opportunities. Pops on the San Diego goaltender.
Well, this almost has the sense of a playoff kind of game, very tight checking, and not a lot of quality scoring opportunities. So this could be a very low-scoring affair, as we perhaps thought it might have been tonight.
Fans love offense. Coaches like games like this. They love to see a 2-1 or a 3-2 game, provided their team on top, as it's cleared right back into the goal zone. And Alan Leggett has to go back. Golden Eagles trailing by a single tally, and the Gulls wind it free on left wing. Here is the forward Hackborn. Cruz able to take him out of the play, and the Eagles wind it to center, and Leggett for San Diego able to float it right back in. Into forecheck is Kvartalov. He is taken out of the play. Cruz back of the net for Salt Lake, trying to dig it free and pokes it away from the forward Soviet player Kvartalov. On the right side for a bungee jumper himself, Kerry Clark, as it's cleared all the way in. Well, the bungee jump during the second intermission, Kerry Clark did it this summer. Eagles on the attack. Here's Kevin Wortman. Long shot that over top of the net and wide. Struble on the far side. His shot sticked aside by Knickel, and San Diego just clear the puck into center. And Hafey backhands it right back in. So again, play from blue line to blue line. This time the puck in the San Diego zone. And up to center ice, it's Len Hackborn. Skated off in the neutral zone. Good play by Olsen, and he backhands on edge. Both teams content to dump and chase.
Well, they want to make sure they don't get themselves outnumbered in their own zone, so it's safest just to dump it out into the neutral zone and try and get an offensive break.
Here's Kvartalov in on goal in front for Hackborn. He shoots it just wide. Good setup from Kvartalov. Now it's centered again. Hackborn, a shot kicked aside by Mazzotti. Good save from point-blank range. And the Eagles clear it all the way down. Back after it is the defenseman Apple, and icing is the call. Jason Mazzotti says no on the forward in front of the goal.
Boy, you're not going to get a much better scoring opportunity than that, and you don't want to give too many to Hackborn. Kvartalov sees Hackborn all alone in a slot. He one-times it. Wow, what a big blocker save by Mazzotti to keep the Gulls lead only to 2-1. But previously before that, Hackborn had another great opportunity. And this may be where the shots are a little bit misleading, because he had a great scoring opportunity, but he missed the net, so it won't be registered. And you won't see it in the score boxes, but very close to scoring on the previous play also.
Golden Eagles trailing this game 2-1. Tim Harris with the Sean Hafey and Todd Struby. They try and fight for it along the boards to the near side. Jason Prasovsky and Tim Harris. Here's the play to the near hash mark. Gulls wind it free to the corner. Now to the left wing point for Heppel. Shoots, caught by Mazzotti momentarily. There was a high stick on the play because it hit a San Diego player. Stop with 5:42 left in the second period. 2-1 in favor of San Diego. IHL games tonight. Milwaukee over Phoenix, 1-0, and a final score in the Eastern Division. Kalamazoo over Muskegon by a count of 4-2. And all those teams are NHL affiliated clubs, but the Gulls, Randy, are basically an independent team with some players under contract to the NHL teams.
That's what makes their season so far this year that much more impressive, because they don't have the luxury of having quote-unquote quality NHL prospects in their lineup, although there are some great talented players on their team.
Here's Sean Hafey, shoots, and a kick save by Knickel. Play to the side of the goal. Struby wraps in front for Hafey. Shoots one equally wide of the target. Eagles Harris now turns around on the play to the side of the goal for Struby. He tries to wind it to the near hash marks for Sean Hafey. They rim it to the near hash marks. 3 players to the side of the goal. It's centered, and Knickel able to fall on top, and little Hafey's thrown down in front of Rick Knickel. So a lot of action in the offensive zone in the San Diego territory.
Great job by this line. They played very strong over the weekend and continue on here again tonight. Good job getting that puck down low, forcing the Gulls defenseman to cough it up, and they're able to generate a cycle from there and throw it back out into the slot and get a couple of good scoring chances.
Face-off will be to the left of Rick Knickel from Chatham, New Brunswick. San Diego, his 12th professional team. He's played in Flint, Albany, Muskegon, Peoria, Fort Wayne. He's played with the now-defunct Saginaw Gears. And they used to talk about Gary Suitcase Smith, who used to play for all the NHL teams. He's the Gary Smith of the IHL.
Boy, no kidding. He probably got a job modeling sweaters for the league.
Here's the play at the right defense of the Gulls. Martinson on left wing, able to shoot it right back into the Salt Lake territory, and Wertman has to go back. Under 5 minutes left in the second. San Diego leading 2-1. The Eagles scored the last goal, but that was at the 2:01 mark here in this period. So no scoring since that point. And Stolt drops it for Wertman in his own defense. One of the 3 IHL All-Stars, Kevin Wertman on defense for Salt Lake. Leads the Eagles in scoring among defensemen. And the Gulls clear it right back free. Here is Wertman once more. Angles into the goal zone. Stops trying to flip one free to the side of the goal. Cruz skated off. True into the corner for San Diego. Leaves it for Brian Straub. And the checking continues to be very strong. Here's the play at center. The Gulls just drop it back for their own defense.
Well, a couple of big body checks. We see Richard Zemlak throwing his weight around again, so obviously he wasn't hurt on the previous play.
Here's a long shot from center, steered aside by Mazzotti. Soren True let it fly from about 60 feet. Here's Chernovaz now into the neutral zone. Over skates, but feeds for Harkins down the right side and on goal. Shoots and scores! Todd Harkins does a little dance to celebrate. He went short side. 3:55 left in the second period. The Delta Center fans erupt. We're tied at 2.
Wow, what a fantastic shot by Todd Harkins as he comes barreling down the wing. He collects that puck in the neutral ice area. He's got a 2-on-1 here with Deasley. Heppel has to move over towards Deasley a little bit, and that gives Harkins a little extra time. He fools Knickel. He goes upstairs on the short side. What a fantastic shot that was.
And Harkins down the right wing side. He's got a great release.
He does. He took that right in stride, and that's what fools the goaltender the most. He had the option to pass or shoot that puck, and the goaltender really can't commit himself one way or the other. And that's why there was that open space up towards the top glove hand of Knickel.
Dennis Holland and the goaltender, Jason Mazzotti, an assist. Believe it or not, his 5th point of the season for the Eagles goaltender. And Harkins scores his 21st of the year, 2nd in goals on Salt Lake to Sean Hafey. Now the Eagles in this 2-2 game trying to work it free, but the forward Duguay in his center ice loses the handle of it, flattens the puck out and drops it for his own defense. Gulls clear it right back in. Olsen after icing is the call. 3:23 left in the second period. Eagles have scored 2 in a row, including a pretty goal by Harkins to tie the game.
Well, this could be a big shift in momentum as far as the play goes. A big boost for the Golden Eagles to get a goal late in the period. Only 3.5 minutes to go now. They tie things up 2-2. They want to make sure that they go into the dressing room in between periods at least notched at 2 or perhaps up. They don't want to allow the Gulls to get another goal before they go in for their break.
Harkins played at Miami of Ohio and Oxford, Ohio. Was the highest draft pick from that school in the school history. A 2nd-round Flames pick in 1988. Former Fort Wayne Comet and New Jersey Devil Elaine Chevery played goal at that school. Very few players have made it to the National Hockey League from Miami of Ohio, a CCHA school.
Well, the Flames have voiced that they want a big, strong center, and Todd Harkins could be the one to fit that bill.
Here's Stolka's shot as we're back to action, blocked off the defense And the Gulls able to fling it to center ice where Stolt on left wing for Cruz, and he lifts it right back into San Diego territory. So the Eagles have scored twice to tie it. Quick Perry Clark just levels a Gulls player. Straw back of the goal. The fans delighted about that big hit for Kerry Clark. And Kevin Guy at his right defense just pops it right back in to the San Diego territory. And when Clark is moving, boy, I wouldn't want to get in his way. Here's the play to the side of the goal. Salt Lake trying to work it free. Under 3 minutes to go in the period. Here's the play to the side of the goal. Dennis Holland able to fling a pass on his backhand to the side of the goal. Eagles try and wheel and deal, but finally it's flipped by San Diego into the center ice area. Now the Eagles try and work it free and across the line. It is Tim Harris moving free. Harris now able to sweep it right back into the corner in the New York Rangers product. Gord Cernan plays into the boards, but his former teammate from college, Tim Harris, steals. Harris back of the net. Trying to center one does for Hafey. Couldn't jam it in the short side. Now Harris, a shot. That's blocked. Hafey the rebound. And Knickel able to fall on top, and then he gets his stick on the Eagles player in front of the goal. Mad scramble in front of the San Diego goal crease area, right on the doorstep.
Well, this is one way to get Knickel off of his game, is get right in his face, be right there and pounce on all the rebounds, and before long he's going to start swinging his stick as he did here earlier. The Eagles are jamming away. Hafey has one great shot at it. Knickel finally gets control of it, but Harris is still there. Just give him a little extra shove, get up in his face, and hey, get him off of his game.
Goaltenders sometimes take those extra sweeps at the players. We've seen Ron Hextall, the Philadelphia Flyers, use that piece of lumber quite a bit.
Well, they have the most protection. Why not?
Really, get hit back, it's not going to hurt too much. 2:12 left in the second period. Whitney and Kvartalov have scored goals for San Diego. Harris and Harkins for Salt Lake. They've changed an assist from Holland and Chernamaz on that Salt Lake goal. Harkins from Chernamaz and Mazzotti on that tying goal. Eagles have Hafey with Harris and Struby as the forward line. Eagles win the draw. Melrose shoots it just wide, and it caroms off the backboards all the way to center, and Wortman has to go back for Salt Lake. So the Eagles tie the game and look for their third goal of the night. Here's Harris now with under 2 minutes to go in the period as the fans chanting Knickel. As the puck loose at center, and Whitney floats it to the blue line. Melrose at center cues it right back into the San Diego zone, and Dave Coral has to go back at his own defense. Fourth round Detroit pick in 83 on the right side for Soren True. Being watched by Melrose. Eagles clear it to the blue line. Martinson checks his own player, Coral. How do you like that? He threw a harder check on Coral than he has some of the Eagle players tonight. And finally, it's kicked by Struby in the center. Hafey upended. Fans looking for a penalty, but J.C. Case watches it go by. And Martinson on left wing shoots it to center, and Salt Lake's Wortman comes up with a puck. Fans all over J.C. Case. Here's Zemlak now on his off wing with Lyons. Zemlak for Lyons, but Martinson has him too well checked. Now Lyons wrapped around by Martinson. They fight for it to the side of the goal, and True plays with just over a minute to go in the period. Eagles have tied the game at 2, and finally the Gulls whip it right back into the Salt Lake zone. Olsen back at for icing is the call with 56 seconds left in the second period. A 2-2 game, and boy, the Eagles had some scoring chances into the San Diego zone, and earlier Steve Martinson ran into Dave Coral along the far boards, his own teammate.
Boy, things are getting rough. Not only are the Eagles throwing a lot of body checks, but the Gulls are running over their own players too. But J.C. Case is really letting things go here. I'm quite surprised that he hasn't buckled down with the penalties a little more. He had a couple of good chances to blow some penalties, but he's letting the boys play the game tonight as hard as they want to go at it. But he has to be careful not to let things get out of hand.
Tonight is game 50 for Salt Lake. Eagles looking for their 21st win. Have Chernamaz with Harkins and Easley as the forward line. Harkins tonight on the wing has played center ice for much of the season. They look for Harkins not only to be a big center, but they look for him possibly to be a winger up top with the parent Calgary Flames. But he's very good on the draws and will drop down for Salt Lake as Chernamaz was tossed out of the face-off circle. Here's Olsen at the right point. Shoots in a pad save. Rebound in front of the goal. Chernamaz shoots. And is blocked off by the Gulls defender and cleared into the Salt Lake zone where Olsen Harkins up with a punt. 43 seconds to go in the period. And the Eagles Harkins able to breeze to center into the San Diego zone, trying to jam it free to the side of the goal, but cleared away by Heppel. Puck crazily bounces in front with 30 seconds to go. Eagles just clear it right back in. Kevin Gahn. They're in a forecheck, and here comes Brian Deasley as it caromed off the backboards, rims it along the boards, clear to the left wing side, and outside the blue line. Here's Garrett, able to chip it free. Heppel breaks it up for San Diego, lifts it to the defense where Guy paws it down. Puck is cleared to the Salt Lake blue line. 10 seconds left. Now circling behind the goal. It is Guy. Checked on the play. Leaves it free with 5 seconds left. Olsen just shoots it free, and that's going to do it. The buzzer has sounded. The team's tied 2-2 through 40 minutes of play.
Well, a good period by the Golden Eagles to fight back after a 2-0 deficit and notch this game up at 2, and we're going to be in for a great finish here tonight, Mike.
Well, the Eagles have tied it. Whitney and Kvartalov for San Diego, Harris and Harkins for the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. You won't want to miss our between periods activities, including a bungee jump from the Delta Center. 2-2 after 2, and we'll come back with more in just a moment.
That crazy guy up there.
Who's it? I didn't see him yet.
He's up there. How do you want to do it, Brian? He's up in the rafters.
Fans, you guys know this one. Watch President Bush address the nation, outline the nation's future.
1 minute.
But you're here to witness a stand.
Are you going to cover this bungee jump deal?
You had it on the left ear the whole game. Okay. Swap it quick.
No. That's not how. Is that?
Hello. Okay. We'd like to welcome everybody out tonight. I'm Dave Craig from 98.7 KCBN. You're going to hear me from 2 to 7 in the afternoon. And tonight we're going to be witnessing the first ever indoor bungee jump. If you look straight above you, 116 feet above the surface of the ice, professional bungee jumper Michael Roy stands ready to present Utah's first ever indoor bungee jump. Mike is owner of Adrenaline Rush Adventures based in Dublin, California. Let's get bungee lights from the Delta Center countdown, starting with 5, going all the way to 1. Are you ready?
Mike Barrick alongside Randy Bucyk here at the Delta Center. The Salt Lake Golden Eagles, San Diego Gulls tied at 2, and Randy, a bungee jump from the Delta Center.
Oh, look at him go. How about
Got
that?
an Eagles jersey. Mike Woods from California, 123 feet from the top of the Delta Center.
Well, I wonder if they're selling tickets for this event. That'd be a pretty short line, I think.
I'll tell you what, this is incredible. Kerry Clark did it this summer in Toronto, but no mat, it's just the ice at the bottom for Mike Wood.
Boy, you want to make sure you're pretty right on your measurements there. They say you have a 126-foot drop. You want to make sure your rope isn't 130 feet long.
There's a catwalk up at the top here at the Delta Center, and he was up there for a while, and then the bungee jump here at the Delta Center. Well, the Salt Lake Golden Eagles and the San Diego Gulls tied at 2, and we'll take a replay, Randy, of that.
Well, there he goes. That's got to be an incredible feeling. I haven't done anything like that yet. And I think I'm pretty safe to say I probably won't be either.
I'll tell you what, you never know when you go to a sporting event what you're going to see. And here tonight, a bungee jump from the ceiling at the Delta Center. And Randy, you're safer up here, right?
I feel a lot safer anyways. I wouldn't be doing that without my helmet on anyway. I know that.
Well, we have a very interesting hockey game. The Golden Eagles in San Diego was a 1-0 game at the end of 20 minutes of play with 3 goals in period 2.
Well, I think the big key for the Golden Eagles that period was they set a real physical presence for themselves, and it started to pay off as they were picking up loose pucks, and the Gulls defense weren't going back to get the puck as fast, and it gained a lot of time for the Golden Eagles to sustain a forecheck and create those scoring opportunities.
Well, the score here at the end of 40 minutes is mentioned. The Eagles and the Gulls tied at 2. We'll come back, show you the highlights from the second period in just a moment.
All right.
You're doing all right, right? Good stuff. Hey, that worked out perfect. That was great. Do you need, yeah, there you are. Perfect. Beautiful.
Every Tuesday and Wednesday, play 2-for-1 ticket nights.
Bartlemoff, Harris, and Harkins. Yeah. We go to the scoring summary after we've shown the highlights, right?
Bartlemoff.
Just feel something.
Bartlemoff. Jesus.
And I can't say. What was that?
Farts a lot.
Who was the guy that we played this week in Phoenix? I couldn't say somebody.
Aola.
We need
All right. Okay. Hey. Here's the goals. Is that the way you're going to show it right there?
Okay. Harris. Beautiful.
That fast?
You were a little faster than that.
Hey, don't you, on that first one, don't you have a behind the net angle from that? All right.
He wants everything, doesn't he?
On the first one.
Randy needs to stay close.
Yeah, you were too far ahead of me. I was talking to the back of your ear.
Should have moved up.
Two of the three were caused because of traffic in front of me.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Delta Center. I'm Mike Barrack, and alongside former Golden Eagle Randy Bucyk, and we have a 2-2 tie through 40 minutes. Eagles scoring the last 2 to tie the game.
Well, doing a great job to get back in this game. Very easily for them to fold up their parachutes and walk home, but they fought back, showing a lot of character, and now we're in for a great finish as this score is notched up at 2.
Well, the Eagles were down 1-0 at the end of 20 minutes of play, and the Soviet player Dmitry Kvartalnov makes it 2-0.
Well, good job on a power play. The puck goes back to Norton, and he lets one fly. Robbie Nichols was in front, causing a lot of problems for the defense, but Kvartalnov snuck in from the side and tipped it in past Mazzotti to give the Gulls a big lead.
And the Golden Eagles coming back to make it a 2-1 game on a deflection.
Much of the same type of goal. Puck goes back to Stoke, and Harris is cruising through the crease this time. He's the one that tips it in for the Golden Eagles.
And the Golden Eagles eventually tie the game on a beautiful play by Todd Harkins down the right side.
Harkins had a big burst of speed. He had a couple of choices here. Shoot or pass it over to Deasley. He elects to shoot, and he makes absolutely no mistake finding that top glove hand corner high past Knickel.
Well, the Golden Eagles have tied the game. It was Harkins on that beautiful short side shot to tie the game. And we take a look at the Paul Computers scoring summary so far, and the Eagles scoring 2 of 3 goals with Harris and Harkins notching the tires.
Big key not to let the Gulls get that third goal before the Eagles were able to stage a comeback. So now it should be a great finish.
Well, the Golden Eagles here in this game trying to take the lead in the third period, and it's 5 apiece in the season series, so who knows in this third period what's going to happen.
Well, we've seen some 10-1 games, some 9-1 games, and we've seen a lot of overtime games between these two teams, but this appears to be one of the ones that it's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a good, strong finish right to the bitter end.
And really not too physical here tonight. Power plays, about 3 apiece so far, so really as far as the man advantages are concerned, no fights tonight. It's been very clean.
Well, not a lot of power play opportunities, but J.C. Case is not blowing down a lot of penalties. He's had a couple of chances to, but he's letting both teams play. But the Eagles are really setting a physical presence, and that's the main reason why they've been able to fight back and get back into this hockey game.
Fans enjoying it, the bungee jump and all of that here tonight, so a little bit of everything here at the Delta Center.
Well, definitely a lot of entertainment going on. Not only the hockey game, but the bungee jump. How many times are you going to be able to see something like that inside the Delta Center?
Well, February 8th, you'll have a chance to, too, for the second bungee jump here in Salt Lake. The score here, 2-2 between the Eagles and the San Diego Gulls, and we'll have more hockey coming up in just a moment.